and welcome back to another amazing episode of Basica, where I come to you weekly with a step-by-step in-depth tutorial. Last week we got to figure out how to cover up a sunburn and treat it. This week we are going to learn how to mask-proof your mask. Because unfortunately it is a big part of our life right now, but we're slowly getting out of it. But you still have weeks before we still have to wear one. I love my unicorn's mask, but I bring it with me on my drag trip, so I put it on after I do my performances. Your mask can sometimes look like this, which we don't want to do. Like, we don't want our makeup to rub off. But unlike me, you're not going to be running around on stage, chatting around, and then you're going to be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, moist. You're going to be a little bit more glistening. You're going to be a nice little sheen of perspiration. So that makes that works a little bit. And plus, I'm a big gloss person, and if you want to wear masks, gloss unfortunately isn't the best thing for you. Let's show you how not to do that. All right. Let's get on this. First, we'll put our hair back. Beautiful. So the first step is we're going to use a mattifying primer because we want to at least try to control. First step, we're going to wash your face. Thankfully, I've done that already. But let's use a mattifying primer. Mine has a little bit of oil controlling in it because I do get a little oily. And then focus that on the areas of the face where you're going to create the most sheen, and then obviously where your mask is going to sit. There we go. Beautiful. If you have issues with a little bit of texture and pores, just make sure to get one that has a little bit of like maybe a dimethicone in it. It's just a little bit thicker. It's just going to help it to fill in those small pores. All right, so we're going to count some foundation. I'm using this Dermablend one. It's quite nice. It does have a long wear to it. Has a medium to full coverage. Once again, just all over the face. Put on your favorite foundation if you want. Dermablend's made really well to last on the skin all day, so if you need something that's a little bit more medium to full coverage, this is awesome to help you with that. You can find it at any of your local drugstores. So you didn't need a lot for it to go all over my entire face. All you dainty ladies out there might need to use less, because in case you didn't notice, I have a bigger face. All right, bring it down to neck a tiny little bit, because obviously we want it to transition nicely into your regular skin tone. If you are wearing a wig, it'd probably be easiest to take that off. All right, see, all over, beautiful. Smooth it out, make sure there's no lines. Beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and put on concealer as well because I am getting ready for the day. Let's pretend I'm getting ready for the day. Since that foundation's pretty much medium to full coverage, I don't need to put it anywhere else on the face. I'm just gonna lightly put it under my eyes to add a little bit of brightness. So as you saw earlier, before I put my foundation on, I looked a little bit tired. There we go. You can use your sponge if you want to like pat out any parts that you feel like the foundation created a streak. Now here comes the main part. I'm once again using this Dermablend translucent setting powder, and I'm gonna go heavy on this around my face. This powder is made to make your foundation go pretty much waterproof and wearproof. When I used to do makeup, we used to put this on brides if uncover tattoo cover, because some of them didn't want it. And then the thing that people forget is that you need to be very liberal with it. It needs to sit on the skin for a bit, and it's going to create like this waterproof barrier on your skin, and it's not going to look cakey. And what I mean by it's not going to transfer as well, because we're putting it on brides so they have a wedding dress on. It's not, the foundation doesn't transfer onto the wedding dress. And then here's the fun part. You just need to sit and wait for the rest of it to sit in. And then, downside, it does need to sit on your face for about 2 minutes. I know, no fun, especially since I look super crazy right now and I'm getting powder all over Dustin's table. But I'm just gonna put lightly around my forehead line because I don't need that super long wear because my mask isn't covering my forehead area. And then just a tiny bit down here. There we go. All right, so that's good. Just let that sit. But once again, I put that concealer on as well. I am going to set that while I'm letting that other part sit on my face. Right around my eye, beautiful. And then the other side. I know a lot of people love to have that dewy natural look, but if you want longer wearing foundation or longer wearing makeup, It's going to sit on the skin and not transfer onto the mask. We are going to want to mattify mostly everything. You get that? That's good. Also, like, I don't know what happened, but can you see that little, like, look at that beauty mark there? I don't know where that was, where that came from. It must have been on my brush already because that wasn't there when I got here. You know what? It's a beauty mark. Everyone has them. There we go. Stunning. Okay. We're going to fast forward and assume this was 10 minutes. And then we're just going to dust off the rest, but we definitely want it to sit on there for 10 minutes. And even if you have our like leg tattoos that you're trying to cover up or anything, just make sure it sits there for 10 minutes, or 2 minutes. Oh my goodness, not 10, 2. And then normally you'd be good to go now. You can just throw your mask on, throw your lipstick on, but I am a bronzer kind of person because I want to rebring in life. Downside with anything colorful that you put on top of this now, you will get a little bit of mark on your foundation, on your mask. But since you have your heavy base on here, that's not going to rub off anymore. That's going to have that waterproof and long wear stay to it now. So that's not going to rub off. So your base is going to stay amazing. And then your bronzer and stuff will stay on your skin as well. That's not going to rub off unless you put the tiniest amount on. But I do like to have a little bit of color back in my cheeks. Don't have to put a lot, just a little bit. Over the center of my nose too, maybe some down my neck, just to help to contour out the COVID-20 that you gained. Beautiful. I'm also a very big blush person, so I am going to make sure to add a little bit of that too. Once again, don't have to put a lot. Just to put a little bit of rosiness back into the cheeks. Center of the nose, got little stray hairs flying everywhere. Beautiful. And then, obviously highlight, because we want to have that sheen back. And since it's summer, we want to have that beautiful glow. Don't have to put a lot. You can if you want. Put as much as you want. A little bit down there on my lip. All right, and like I said, that gloss is not conducive to masks. That we can't mattify. So the best bet you have if you want to use a lip color is to go with a lip liner and then a mattifying lipstick. So I'm just going to go with my nude lip liner. Oh, let's move this way. You can choose to fill in the whole lip or just outside the lip if you want. I personally like to fill in the whole lip because if you did watch my lip tutorial, if your lipstick ever does rub off because you are having drinks with the girls, the lip liner will stay as like a permanent base. So you still have a color on your lip and you still look pristine longer. Also, one thing I like with nude lips is that you have to be super precise with it. Because it's just a nude lip. But if you're doing a bright color, you gotta be precise with that. Very little nude lip in. A lot lighter than I thought it was gonna be. But, you know, it works. And then if you are going to be using a nude lipstick, just really make sure that it sets first. Sorry, I'm softening the edges. There we go. And then once that sets, you can throw on your mask, but before that, we want to go with a setting spray. This was going to lock it all in. This should help to lock in your bronzer as well, depending what you get. Don't do a dewy one. As much as you want to have that dewy setting spray, it's not going to set the foundation down to, or sorry, the powders to prevent movement. Whew. Once again, I used an oil controlling one because I'm oily, want it to mattify. Let her sit, let her sit. I'm just going to take this. Brought my eyeshadow brush because normally you're going to do your eyeshadow after you do your foundation, but since I did that first, I am just going to make sure that concealer mark blends in with where my eyeshadow is. So I just use my old brush that I'd used to do my makeup earlier and just going to go along the edge just to marry the foundation and the eyeshadow. We can take off our clips and then you're good to go. And then if you are a gloss person like I am, you can just keep your gloss in your bag for when you have to go out somewhere and you can take this off. Because matte lips are pretty, but once you reach to be a lady of a certain age, matte tends to amplify a lot of lines on the lip, which I'm not a huge fan of. For myself, if you love it, I'll just throw some gloss on. See, doesn't it just add a little bit of something? Oh, I love it, gloss is great. But now you should be able to prevent this. Doesn't it look That looks lovely, right? I swear this is washed. I washed this yesterday, and this is how it came out. I don't like how that looks. That looks suggestive. Let's put that. I hope you all learned some amazing tips and tricks today where we got to show you how to mask-proof your makeup. A lot of tricks. Once again, this Dermablend powder is pretty awesome. Use the translucent one because the translucent one transfers onto the mask. And then you just need to make sure to put on a decent layer on it so that it's going to set in for 2 minutes. That 2 minutes is what's going to make that makeup become non-transferable and pretty much waterproof. It's an amazing powder. I have tested on foundation that wasn't exactly Dermablend brand to move it together, and it does work as well. It's just that if you do this one, it has an 8-hour claim, which is pretty awesome. With other ones, it's probably going to half that. But it's still a pretty awesome thing that you can throw your mask on and not have your makeup move. All right, I hope you learned a few things today. Make sure you check back next Tuesday because we're going to be doing the JLo Glow. Everyone always asks me, I want to look like I'm a glowing golden goddess, and I know how to do that really well because that's always my goal every summer as well. But thank you for coming out. We'll see you next week. Bye.